A kind day to you all, I'm Kinsmark, and this is One Way to Die. I came across this a moment ago, and it kinda caught my eye as a text adventure of a sort I might enjoy. I can't say I know anything regarding what I might expect. However, let's start and see if my assumptions are at all true. Pledges of friendship. Suddenly you snap awake in your bed, mouth dry, eyes sticky, and a slight film of moisture covering your whole body. As you blink away the fog of that last dream, the one where you died, a feeling of dread creeps over you. You are barely able to recall the last few seconds when suddenly it is replaced by a pretty nasty headache. Despite the feeling that horrible things are about to happen in your pulsating cranium, you remember that today is the last day of the glorious Finnegan Brothers Fun Park is open. We're kind of getting a nice rhythm here, alright. While the closing itself is truly a crime against humanity, the upside is that all the rides and games are free. The fried foods are heavily saturated as well as discounted, and there's a chance to win your own elephant. Who would pass that up, even with the specter of death lingering about? You press the flatten button on your bed's remote. That's right, you have one of those fancy hospital but for home remote-controlled adjustable beds. The bed jerks a few times, but then starts to slowly straighten itself out. You lie there and wait for it to stop moving when it suddenly begins to jerk wildly. Before you can click these to advance the story, because I can't click whatever. Something upward and bends you completely in half at the waist. Spine snap, every open hole. I assume that means there's fluid leakage. So I've died already. I only clicked start! Alright. Wait, is this the same? But do you stop to take an aspirin for that wretched headache? Or make a sandwich to fill your empty belly? Or just say fuck it and head to the car? Yeah, let's take some aspirin. Usually it's not great to do that on an empty stomach. I mean, I guess let's just, alright, yeah. That's kind of the way I would start my morning. Plus like a cheese stick or something for the pills. I miss my horses. I have gained immunity. I can't tell where I need to look and when. I'm also playing this in a windowed mode currently, so if it looks a little strange in the final recording, that's why. I miss my horses. You enter the bathroom in a blinded fury as the headache repeatedly stabs at your brain from all sides. After almost giving up hope, you spot it out of the corner of your eye, lying capless on the floor behind the toilet. I'm sure those are pills I still want to take. Picking up the bottle and giving it a swift shake, you are rewarded with 6 little pills that you try to swallow, mustering what saliva you can in the process. Can't I grab a drink or something to take them and make... Alright, I never could do the whole, like, swallow pills without a drink to, you know, act as, like, what would you call that? A suspension, I guess, would be the scientific term? Why am I talking about this? Let's see. The majority go down easily enough, but the last one... I'm gonna choke and die, aren't I? Just happens to get lodged in your throat a bit, causing you to hack and cough. It even hurts a little bit as you begin to worry about choking on it. I was already worried. Luckily, it dryly finds its way down to your stomach. That's why you don't take pills without a drink. Washing it down further with some foul-tasting sink water seems to help. That was a close one, you think, as you wash your face in the sink. I keep thinking I'm spotting weird grammatical errors, and it's just me. I am incapable of reading for some reason. Okay, maybe you're just being a bit paranoid about that. A smile crosses your face as you remember that there is no time for such dark thoughts. It's the fun park's last day! Alright then, this will negate certain biological deaths. Alright then, so is this a text adventure in which I need to trial and error my way into securing certain advantages to shield me from all of the possible means of death? I think so. Might be able to sneak in a sandwich still, a little something for your belly. I think I'll choke to death if I try the sandwich. I'm already paranoid. So, let's just get going on the fun part. We'll get like a corn dog or something there, right? Right? How to track detainees. You head downstairs at lightning speed, fueled by the desire for cheap food and free rides, not to mention a possible free pet elephant. You accidentally skip over one of the middle steps and almost lose your balance. Almost. Stumbling, you immediately grab onto the railing, which saves you from tumbling down the stairs into that quite lovely solid oak door you had installed last year. I must make some fair money if this description is anything to go with. For your own safety, you decide to descend a bit slower. As you make it to the bottom of the stairs, your belly reminds you that you should eat before leaving, lest that fuel runs out. Alright. Conflicted by your love of the fun park and your body's need for energy, you stop at the bottom of the stairs to make yet another important and oddly timed decision. This game is very self-aware, and I like it. It's actually remarkably well written. Let's see here. You know what? We're gonna stick with the corn dog plan. There's food where we'll be. Might as well get going. A dangerous neighborhood. No time to waste. You scream as you hurry toward the front door. You check your pockets en route to make sure you have your keys and every scrap of cash you possibly own. Once you are satisfied, you put on your shoes and just jam the laces down inside, since tying them will probably take too damn long. That's not a good idea in a game where I could die at any moment. You glance back one last time to make sure the lights are off as far as you can see. You wouldn't want to waste electricity. Just before you lay your hand on the doorknob, you hear a very fast knock, then nothing. You hesitate for a second, then swing the door open quickly. Just as you are in full view, a Molotov cocktail blasts you square in the face! The fire spreads from you to the immediate vicinity of the front hallway. You lay screaming as the shock sets in. You've been killed by a Molotov cocktail. Start over. Man, it is a dangerous neighborhood. Chapter title don't lie. Pledges of friendship. So where does this pick up? I recognize the start of that. Suddenly you hear some faint whistling noise. You look around the room, trying to locate the source, but see nothing. A quick glance out the window gives no indication as to where the sound is coming from. You whip the covers off your sweaty yet well-rested body and throw one of your legs over the side of the bed. Is a crocodile under my bed? I actually had a friend of mine who was like deathly afraid of crocodiles under the, anyway. Just before you pop up to track the noise down, a massive plane engine crashes through the roof of your house and smashes you down into the bed down through the floor, and all of it into the living room, which destroys that brand new couch you got last week. Alright then! You've been crushed by a jet engine. Start over. Alright then. Yeah, take aspirin, because that worked out well. Does this randomize every time? Whether or not a decision is a good idea or not? We'll find out. Take an aspirin. So, alright, let's try this decision this time. Might be able to sneak in a sandwich. Heated exchange. Just a few minutes in the kitchen, where all you needed to whip up a delicious sandwich to tide you over until you get to the fun park. But not even this mouth-watering beauty was enough to keep those creeping fears at bay. You were a little too jumpy when you were spreading the mustard. How does one get jumpy with mustard? I don't know. But it's only a butter knife after all. What could really happen? You chew each bite very cautiously, randomly glancing up at the clock, then back to the table again. Every other time you take a drink of water to wash down your mashed sandwich clumps, secretly fearing you will choke if there's not a liquid lubricant present. I mean, it's just like the pills. You see, we're on the same page now. You toss the plate into the sink and make your way to the front door as you swallow the last remaining piece. Delicious! You've eaten a sandwich. This will prevent hunger-related deaths. Alright, so I've now prevented hunger and biological-related deaths because of the pills. Sweet! Not as satisfying as fresh corn dogs. You see, we were on the same page! Corn dogs truly are a universal language. Let's go! Oh no, it's a dangerous neighborhood again. You spring forth to the front door and into your car, then seconds later you're on the road. Alright, we've cleared the door. You go to turn on the radio and find something to sing along with, when you suddenly hear a faint yet oddly familiar noise. Unable to place it, you shrug and start flicking through the stations. Is there a car bomb? The sound is, at first, drowned out by the music, but keeps getting louder and louder. Your mind starts to mull over what it is. It sounds so damn... wait. The massive growing shadow finally alerts you that it's a falling aircraft! Fuck, shit, piss, balls, and poop, you scream out loud. Panic and fear set in, but unfortunately you don't have enough time to act as the plane slams, nose first, down on your car, destroying you both. Not to mention all the passengers, crew, and anyone in the immediate vicinity. I was crushed by a falling plane. Start over. Alright, at least it wasn't this time specifically the engine. So, I'm starting to actually notice some commonalities here. There's a pattern. I was crushed with the engine, because that's where, like, the wing would extend over to where my apartment / house, whatever I live in, was previously. So, I'm starting to actually, like, understand this. I need to find a safe route through these events that are apparently... It's Groundhog Day, the game, in a very grim iteration. Let's see. Do I take an aspirin? Alright, so it's this again. So, yeah, we'll take the aspirin. I was crushed with junk! I miss my horses. You start walking toward the bathroom when a strange noise stops you dead in your tracks. You tilt your head toward what you believe is the source of the creaking sound, the closet door. Could it be coming from in there? Did some small creature make a nest in there and breed? Considering the sheer amount of random crap you've accumulated and shoved away to be forgotten, well, there couldn't possibly be any room for anything in there. You stand cautiously observing the door as the low groan comes again, beckoning you to come closer. Closer. You take a deep breath, letting it out slowly as you take the step that brings you to within a 2-foot radius. That's very specific. And at this, the door bursts open as an avalanche of randomly hoarded goods and boxes and worthless shit come raining down upon you, crushing you under its mammoth bulk. You lay there, lungs crushed and bones broken, coughing up blood and cursing eBay for all of its possibilities as the darkness takes you. Alright then. Let that be a lesson to you. Careful closet arrangement will save your life, apparently. Okay, let's see. Take the aspirin? Am I gonna die this time? Apparently so! A quick shower before heading out into the world is always a good idea, right? You make your way into the bathroom, strip off all your clothes in one fine motion, and crank up the shower. While you're not sure of the reason or reasons, you do remember that the tub doesn't drain very fast. Well, more like it takes about 4 hours after the water stops running. I had that problem in an old apartment. I know, I can relate to this situation. In a few minutes, the water is ankle high, and there are suds all over your body and face, and it's just one wrong move that causes the bar of soap to slip out of your hand. You comically grab at it as it bounces from hand to hand and then flies down into the now murky water. Murky already. Either this is some nasty water, or I was really dirty. As you go to reach down for it, your footing becomes unstable and one leg whips backwards, arching your back as you reel forward to smack your head off the tile with enough force to knock you unconscious. You crumple into the tub, conveniently face down in the water. We all know how this ends. I drown in the tub. Alright then. So, not every decision turns out the same way every time, which means this is kinda a random crapshoot. Like, there's not... Actually, I'm coming to find... It's very amusing. Do not mistake me there. However, there's not necessarily a lot of game here. It's just kind of randomly generated outcomes, even with the same input. So, I could actually see, like, if someone wanted to play this to completion, well, I'm not even sure there is a completion for this, it would make it kind of frustrating because it means there is no reliable means of completing it. So I'll continue on with a few more of these results because, like I said, it is very amusing. I just wanted to make clear the critique of the actual game aspect at work here. So, you know what? Let's just rush through it this time. Meh, we'll be fine. Time to go. Let's go. Let's see. You run down the stairs at full speed, even skipping a step or two on the way. That's dangerous. Only coming to a full stop to make sure you have your keys before you head out the door, patting down every pocket until you can confirm they are, for whatever reason, in the back left one. That's actually pretty close. I keep mine in my back right. You whip around to make sure all the lights are off and then grab for the door handle to make your exodus. I like that word choice. However, when you open the door, you only catch a brief glimpse of your demise. It appears to be a massive slingshot-looking device that is attached at either side of the front door frame. Why? What manner of pranksters live in my neighborhood? At the center, and flying towards you at great speeds, is a huge rock, which is launched by a group of teenage hooligans. It blasts you square in the chest, which breaks all of your ribs and crushes your lungs, not to mention throws you backward into the staircase, crushing your spine in the process. I don't live in Looney Tunes land. You've been smashed. No, mashed. Alright then, let's rush again, see what happens this time. As you trot down the stairs like a show pony, I love how this is actually like, it's different every time. A lot of writing went into this. Your mind pulls up all those great memories of your previous times at the fun park involving roller coasters and Ferris wheels. Apparently, your body was getting into the mood of spinning and tumbling because you clumsily, and perhaps subconsciously, happened to send one foot a little too close to the other and they hooked themselves in the process. If you had any balance, maybe this could have been corrected mid-stumble, but no. You go rolling head over heels, screaming like a banshee in some crazy barrel roll, and do a barrel roll, spraying up a bit at the very bottom. This great show of physics gives you propulsion and force enough to land on your neck at an extremely bad angle and snap it like a twig. A pitiful whine trickles out of your mouth as you lie there and twitch a bit. Then everything goes black. I've died from snapping my neck. Start over. Alright, let's rush again. I'm just spamming this now. The minute your foot touches the top step, that headache you ignored comes back for seconds. Should have taken that aspirin, fool. Insanely crippling pain floods out from behind your eyes and fills your body. You arch your back and let out a soft moan, stumbling perilously close to the edge of the staircase. It subsides briefly, and you grab the railing to stabilize yourself. Then you're blasted by the indescribable devastation of a brain aneurysm that drops you like a rag doll, rolling your mind into the realm of unconsciousness. Your lifeless and mindless body goes flying down the stairs in some formless lump and slams violently into the front door at the bottom of the staircase. The thud from the impact is monstrous, yet there is no movement from you after coming to a stop. Luckily, you were already dead before you came crashing into the door, because that surely would have hurt. Alright, died from an aneurysm. So, once more with feeling, you head downstairs at lightning speed. Ooh, I recognize this one, so I've done this. Let's get something to eat here first this time. As you walk into the kitchen, the landline phone rings. That's right, you still have one. Who could it be, you wonder, as you reach for the receiver, the cold chill of paranoia blowing its icy breath across the back of your neck. Hello, you greet the caller, as the frayed edge, complete with exposed wire you've been meaning to fix, rubs up against your elbow and rests right at the bend there. That's not a good thing. That's electrocution risk. Not up to code. Unfortunately for you, there's a freak surge of power, because that's what I was talking about, that pulses up through the line as you finally figure out who it is on the other end, allowing them the personalized horror of hearing you get electrocuted right then and there before the audio fizzles out. Dropping to your knees, steaming and sizzling from various orifices while pissing yourself profusely, you collapse into death. You've died from telephone electrocution. Start over. You see? Always keep your home up to code, folks. So, a new start. Alright, let's see here. You decide to browse Reddit on your phone real quick before popping up to head out. You see, you've already gone wrong there. Looking at the local subreddit, you notice a post with a link to your own obituary. What the fuck, you exclaim as you click the post. There are a few comments, some talking shit about you, and some even by a few of your neighbors. You hit the comment button to respond about this oddity when the phone falls from your hand and your eyes go blank as you slump back into your pillow. That was like some... What's the word, like urban gothic, like you guys know what I'm referring to, the gothic memes that go around on several social media sites now, especially Tumblr. Like I really enjoy those. They're very entertaining. I saw one that was actually a Texas gothic that I was like, I can relate to that, which is kind of the idea. Anyway, let's see here. You have died by the unknown. Start over. All right then. You stand up from the bed and stretch a little. A yawn slips out as you scratch your head and turn toward your window, which happens to have a lovely view of Murphy's Lake. A gorgeous day to spend at Finnegan Brothers, and the scene itself seems to soothe your headache a bit. And don't think the Murphy's Law joke there was lost on me. I caught that. When suddenly an arrow bursts through the glass, piercing your eyeball and penetrating deep into your brain. This is like the most vengeful DM's game session. You stagger for a second, finally losing your balance and dropping to your knees as a single stream of blood trickles down from your eye. Your headache is replaced by a wholly different sensation now, which you only experience for a split second before falling forward, dead. Alright then, I think that kinda covers the gist of this game. I can't say whether or not there's a conclusion, and if there is, I'm actually not inclined to spoil it, because this is something I think a lot of you will have fun with. It took a couple of seconds, literally, to download from Steam. It is free to play. I can recommend you guys, if you're a fan of text adventures, just go download it, give it a shot, see what you guys get. Let me know in the comments if there is a completion, an end to this horrible, just... What's the word I'm looking for? Misanthropic, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Just anathema to all things light and fluffy and positive. However, somehow, in a grim manner, still very entertaining. This is revealing that I have a very dark sense of humor. Comes with the territory of the way I was raised, really. So anyway, I am Kinsmark here at Last Level Press. I'll leave, well, not a download link, because I can't link directly to Steam pages, I don't think. I will if I can. I'll clarify that one way or another in the description. Either way, search for One Way to Die on Steam if I can't link to it. And like I said, check this out for yourselves, because it's amusing in a very dark sort of way. So anyway, I am Kinsmark here at Last Level Press, and as always, wish you all good gaming and Godspeed. A kind day to you all. I'm choking on words again.